so deceived in him.
There was truth in Wickham's look.
Oh, you see in Mr. Wickham the same amiable nature that I find in Mr. Bingley.
Miss Bennet. Miss Bennet, we are most honoured that you have come. Would you join me, Miss Bennet, in the first of several dances?
Mr. Elizabeth, may I take this opportunity to solicit
Before
your...
you continue, Mr. Collins, I cannot help but be uneasy that you risk rebuke from your patroness should you to join in the evening's amusement.
I'm confident to believe that Lady Catherine would judge the gathering to have little in the way of evil tendencies. And I am so far from objecting myself, Mrs. Bennet, that I would be honoured to
Miss
have
Bennet.
your...
Mr. Darcy.
I trust you have been well.
Quite well, Mr. Darcy.
Miss Bennet, I hope you will honour me with this next dance.
Oh. Well... Of course, Mr. Darcy.
Yes, very pleasant.
It is your turn to say something, Mr. Darcy. I remark upon the side of the room, and now you ought to make some kind of comment on the side of the room with a number of couples.
Do you have rules then for conversation while dancing?
Only that it would look odd to be entirely silent for half an hour together. For the advantageous fun, the conversation ought to be arranged, so that they may have the comfort of saying as little as possible.
Are you consulting your own feelings in the presentation? You imagine it was ratifying mine.
Both. For I've always seen us break from the land in the turn of our minds. We are each of an unsocial, taciturn disposition, unwilling to speak unless we expect to say something that will amaze the whole room and be handed down to posterity with all the brilliance of a proverb.
Well, this is not a picture of your own character, I'm sure. How closely it resembles mine, I cannot pretend to say. You think it a faithful portrait, undoubtedly.
I must not decide in my own performance.
Keeping dancing, my dear sir, is not often seen. I must hope you have this pleasure often repeated, especially when a great event concerning a best friend and a dear sister takes place. What congratulations will then flow in?
Do you and your sisters often walk to the village?
Yes, very often. When you saw us there the other day, we had just been forming a new acquaintance.
Mr. Wickham is blessed with such happy manners as to ensure his making friends. Whether he may be equally capable of retaining them is less certain.
He has been so unlucky as to lose your friendship, and in a manner to which he is likely to suffer his whole life. I remember hearing you once say, Mr. Darcy, that your resentments, once created, are unappeasable. You are very careful, I suppose, with the resentments you hold dear.
I hope I am.
And you never allow yourself to be blinded by prejudice.
But may I ask to what these questions stand?
Merely to the illustration of your character. I am trying to make it out.
And what is your success?
I do not get on at all.
Mr. Darcy! I have gathered intelligence that you are a near relation of my eminent patroness, the Lady Catherine de Bourgh, who has ensconced me as the spiritual advisor of the party. I am the Reverend William Collins, and I am most thankful that my discovery of our mutual connection with that great lady allowed me to pay my profound respects. And I trust that you will forgive me not having done so before. Excellent man. I am quite happy with my reception.
Pray, Miss Eliza, I think you're quite tonight with George Wicker. I find him on slight acquaintance to be an agreeable man. Let me recommend you as a friend, not to give implicit confidence or desertion. As to Mr. Darcy, you can feel it is perfectly clear. On the contrary, it's George Wicker who is treating Mr. Darcy in a most intimate manner. I do not know the particulars, but I know very well Mr. Darcy is not in the least to blame. I am not to doubt your sincerity, Miss Bingley, but prefer to make my own judgment in the matter. Beg your pardon. It was kindly meant.
Have you laid us long enough, child, that the other young ladies have time to exhibit?
Many advantages. His being such a charming young man, and so well off, and living but 3 miles from Longmore. His sister is so terribly fond of Jane. And think what a promising thing this will be for my younger girls. But Jane marrying so well will throw them in the way of other wealthy men. For goodness sake, Mother, lower your voice.